This is about a time that I reached out to a random church in my lowest moment for counseling. And this is what happened. Y'all remember me talking about all of the things that I've been through, right? You all remember that, right? Okay. Testimony after testimony. All right. In part 1 and part 2 of my pastor, my predator, all these things, right? So fast forward. Okay. Fast forward some years later. All right. Things start to sort of hit the fan. You know how you go through things in life and you may not deal with them emotionally at the time, but then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you just break down and you just like, you start to feel everything that you should have felt, like you start to process. Okay. So this is where I was in this moment. Okay. Y'all, this stuff is crazy. Okay. So I had gone through so much disappointment with men, right? And the final blow was the pastor, right? So I literally stopped trusting men. Even though my father restored my faith again, I still had that non-trust for other people, right? I still didn't want to get close to a man. I still wanted to just like, let me just not even deal with men in the church other than my father and, people at our church. But I just didn't want to deal with it, okay? But I also didn't want to get counseling at my church, okay? Because a lot of people didn't know a lot of the details of things that had happened in my life. So, y'all, this one day, it was just one random day. I was having a breakdown about stuff I had gone through in my life and all the situations that I had found myself in and just different things, right? And I just felt like, oh my God, I never want to get that close to a man again in terms of like the church area, right? So, y'all, one day I just felt this. I really wanted to talk to somebody. I really wanted to seek out counseling for myself, right? Y'all, I'm telling you, the things that I have gone through, it still blows my mind when I even talk about it, okay? But I was trying to seek some counseling out for myself from someone that didn't know me, from someone that didn't know anything about me. They could just meet me for the first time and hear me talk to them. And then, that would be it, right? But I knew I wanted it to be a woman, okay? So in my desperation, I'm looking in the yellow pages at the time. I had like it's like a white pages, yellow pages, one of those at my house at the time. And in my desperation, I'm looking through there for random churches, right? But I'm trying to see like who offers counseling and this and this and that, right? So I come across this one church. Matter of fact, I think I might have called a couple churches before I landed on this church and maybe people weren't answering or something. But I come across this one church and they answer the phone, right? And I'm like, hi. I'm like, I was wondering if you all do counseling. I really need to talk to somebody. Like, it's really urgent. I need to see somebody because I was having almost like an emotional crisis, thinking about all the stuff I had gone through. And I want to say at this time, I might have been in my late 20s, okay? But I was having sort of an emotional crisis, like almost out of nowhere. Something triggered it, but it just overcame me so bad. And I knew like I need to talk to somebody. So I called this church and I'm like, do you all offer counseling? And they're like, yes, da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, I just want to talk to a woman. I kept saying this over and over. I don't want to talk to a man. I want to talk to a woman, right? Over and over, y'all. I'm talking about, I drove this point home over and over and over. And the guy that was on the phone was like, okay, I understand. Hold on one moment. He puts me on hold, right? He puts me on hold and he goes and I don't know what he did. Talk to somebody, didn't talk to somebody. I don't know. He comes back to the phone and says, well, whoever he was going to tell me about, whatever lady, she's not available right now. But what I can do is I can take your information down and have her give you a call, blah, 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 blah. Or if there's anything I can help you with. And I'm like, no, because he was a guy. I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to a man. I don't want to talk to a man. I want to talk to a woman. Like, y'all, I was so adamant about that. It was just weird that I was even saying that out loud. But I was like, no, I don't want to talk to a man. I want to talk to a woman, right? So he kept saying, are you sure there's nothing? Are you sure? And he was actually really kind of pissing me off because I'm like, does he not hear what I'm saying? Like, it was so obvious in my voice. If I was the person on the other end, I would have been like, let me get her to a woman that she could talk to. Like, this was like a 911 phone call, okay? But he didn't do that. So he took my name and number, right? And then he ended up calling me like the next day and saying, so, my wife is the one who does the counseling here at the church for women. And she hasn't been available, but she will be available tonight. She'll be here at Bible study. And we wanted to invite you to Bible study. Now, this is a big church. I done looked it up online and everything. It's listed in the yellow pages. This is for real church, okay? We want to invite you to Bible study. And we have a church van that picks people up. And I'm like, well, I couldn't go to the Bible study that night. So I said, I can't go. And he said, okay, what about Sunday? And I'm like, okay. Because at that time, I was just open to going, I was going through my own things. Okay. So I was open to visiting a church or whatever. If it meant that I could meet this lady that was the counselor that she could, help me. Okay. He says, okay, we can come and pick you up Sunday. And he says, my wife will be the one to come and get you. And I'm like, oh, okay. He said, yeah, she'll pick you up and bring you to service and bring you back home, whatever. We're really looking forward to meeting you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now I'm feeling like, okay, cool. Like, y'all, I had no reason to doubt that this was legitimate. This was a big, it was a church. I looked it up, all the whole stuff. It was there, it was real. Okay. Sunday comes, right? And I'm supposed to be ready at this specific time. And so I'm ready. I'm excited. I got my Bible. I'm feeling like I'm getting ready to talk to this woman in the church and she'll be able to understand me. And I don't have to talk to a man because y'all, my trust for men was gone. It was done. Okay. And lo and behold, who shows up to my house by themselves to pick me up? Yeah. The husband. Okay. Woo, I get irritated thinking about it. So he came to pick me up, right? No church van, just a car. But I know that he's real because, again, his name is on the church board stuff. I know it's a real thing. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, they're picking some other people up on the other side of town. So I just decided I would come pick you up personally and take you to church. And I'm like, okay. But I'm looking at him kind of sideways, right? And he's like, no, he's like, don't worry. I'm going to take you to church. And, my wife is excited to meet you and this and that. And I'm like, okay. So we get ready to leave. And I'm just having light conversation with him. I'm not doing a lot of talking with him or whatever. And I don't think I was 30 yet. No, I think I might have been somewhere maybe like around maybe 24, 25 at this point. Okay. So I get in the car with him and he said, well, service doesn't start because he came early or whatever, right? Because they were supposed to come early to pick me up, right? Like an hour before service or something. So he said, service doesn't start for another hour. Maybe we can go and grab something to eat real quick while we wait. And I'm like, I'm not really hungry. And he's like, well, we can just go to Bob Evans and I'll grab something. Don't worry about it. You can grab something and we'll go straight to service or whatever. So reluctantly, I'm like, okay. So we get to Bob Evans and it's Sunday morning, y'all. Everybody's there, everybody's before church service. It's packed. Like he got his church clothes on. I got my church clothes on. Like it's Sunday. I'm looking forward to going to this church, whatever, right? My mistake was not talking to her before all this took place. Because I called this big church and the person answered, I'm just trusting now. Okay. He said he knows I don't want to talk to no man. And he put me in touch with his wife, whatever, whatever, whatever. Okay. Y'all, we go to Bob Evans and sit down. And this man had to be like, I want to say he was probably in his 60s. Okay. Y'all, he was sitting across from me looking like the cat that done swallowed the doggone bird. Okay. He was just looking so just like he was so excited to be there with me, and almost like he, like he was hoping people would have been looking at him like he got this young thing on his arm. Y'all, I know that look. Okay. That's how he was looking. So anyway, he gets done eating. He's talking to me. And this Negro says, I know that you say you've been through a lot and you don't want to talk to a man, and you don't trust men. You want to talk to a woman only. He said, but I can honestly tell you, I can see why a man would be so attracted to you. Jesus, take the wheel. The whole car, actually. Just really. I said, you know what? Can you just take me home? And he was like, oh, no, I didn't mean to offend you. I said, it's okay. He said, no, we're going to go straight to church. And I said, no, I'm not going. I'm not going to your church. I said, just take me home. In Bob Evans, y'all. I said, just take me home. And he was like, no, I am so sorry if I offended you. I didn't mean, I said, it's okay. I said, it's okay. I just want to go home. I'm not going to the church. I don't need to talk to your wife. I'll find somewhere else. He could not stop apologizing. So we get in the car, whatever. And really, I don't even know what I was thinking, letting him take me home. I should have just walked, okay? But anyway, he takes me home. I get out the car. He's apologizing. I slam the door, go into my house, and I said, just leave me alone. Please don't call my phone. I don't want to come to your church. I'm good. Go in the house, close the door. That was that, right? Y'all want to tell me why this man kept calling my phone? Y'all, on some stalker type stuff. Like he was calling my phone like, I just want to tell you, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I was just, trying to compliment you. I said, it's okay. Please don't call my phone again. Y'all, I'm not making this up. I'm telling you, I have had some crazy experiences in my life. Y'all, this man showed up at my apartment, knocked on the door, and walked away. He had a whole bunch of groceries. I ain't tell him I need no groceries. I didn't tell him I need no money. I didn't tell him nothing. He dropped a whole bunch of groceries at my door. I feel like at that point he was trying to bribe me because maybe he thought I was going to say something, right? But your best bet is to just leave me the heck alone, okay? Y'all, this is a stranger. I don't even know his name to this day. I can't tell you this man's name to this day. That's how much of a stranger he was. He dropped off the groceries at my door, right? And he called my phone and I said, did you just come to my house? And he was like, I just wanted to give a peace offering. And because I just feel so bad that this turned out like this. And my wife is wondering why you didn't come to church. And I said, well, you could tell your wife that I'm not coming to the church. I said, do not ever come to my house again. And if you come to my house one more time or call my phone again, I will call the police on you and get a restraining order. And I hung up the phone on him, right? But he never called again. But that wasn't good enough for me because I'm like, the nerve and the audacity of you. I don't know you, dude. Like, really, I just sat up here and told you, y'all, I was in such a broken state when I called that church. I was in such a broken state. And I kept saying over and over and over, I don't want to talk to a man. I just want to talk to a woman. I kept saying that. I called the church and I reported his butt. And at that time, I got a woman on the phone and I was talking to her and I would tell her every single thing, play by play, blow by blow. And I said, he won't stop calling my phone. He's brought groceries to my house. I said, I don't even know this man. And he was supposed to bring me to the church so I could meet his wife because she was supposed to help me get through some things I was going through and counsel me. And he never did that. Instead, he started flirting with me, took me to breakfast, telling me that we're going to stop here, until we get ready to go to church or whatever. And then the whole time he was trying to make his pass at me. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that this happened to you. That's all she kept saying. And I said, it's okay. I just wanted you to know. She said, well, did you want to, we really would love to talk. I said, oh no, I'm good. I just wanted you to know, and please tell him to never call my phone again and do not come to my house or I will call the police on him. Y'all, literally, for real, the devil just don't have no type of chill, okay? Like, literally, I just said, I don't want to talk to no man. And here you come trying to slither and snake your way. When I tell you my anger was through the roof. I mean, my anger was through the roof, y'all. So I'm saying all that to say that was some years ago, okay? But y'all, this is how the enemy kept coming for me. He kept coming for me. It was crazy. So I just wanted to share that with y'all to give you some more context on some of the things that the enemy does, the plots that he always comes after us with the same types of perverted demons. Okay. And I just that actually really, and it scared me for a second because I was thinking like, oh my God, is this man like a stalker? Is he gonna try to kill me? For a brief moment, I had some fear. But then after that, I was just pissed. I was like, oh, I was ready to scratch his eyeballs out. Like if he would have came to my house again, I guarantee you, it wouldn't have been a pretty scene. Okay. The nerve, the audacity. Okay. So let me say this to those of you who are non-trusting of churches, right? Every church is not like this. All men are not like this, y'all. All men are not like this. But discernment is key, okay? And I should have known something when his sneaky butt showed up at my door talking about his wife was picking up some other people. And I do believe now, I will say this. I do believe that he was going to take me to the church. I do believe that. But I believe he was trying to get his hooks in there before that. Right. I believe he was trying to set the stage for something with me and him before that. And he didn't even know, like, buddy, I'm so not on it. Like I literally am so not on it. And yeah, that taught me a lesson as well, because even when he was saying, are you sure you don't want to talk to me? Are you sure you don't want to on the phone? Something then at that, it wasn't something, it was the Holy Spirit was telling me, just hang up the phone. But I didn't listen, and look what happened as a result. So again, this is why you don't ignore your gut. This is why you follow your instincts. And from that moment on, like y'all, I've been trying to follow them, right? I have fallen off a couple times and fallen short. But let me tell you, each time you go through something like that, it sharpens your discernment. It increases your discernment. It really, truly does. And you thank God for it, but you hate to have to go through that to get to that. You don't have to, but these life lessons, if you allow them, they will increase your discernment. But you don't have to go through all the life lessons. You can just get in the presence of God, stay there, and then allow him to download all the discernment that your heart can hold. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you all and just tell you to be mindful, and be prayerful and be discerning. And y'all, this is the reason why I'm able to spot the real from the fake now. Like I'm telling you, y'all, my eyes can be closed and I can hear somebody preaching on television or on the radio, and I can tell you hands down if they're the truth. I'm telling you, that has come from my experience dealing with these kinds of things. Okay. Once you endure that type of stuff, you become sharp. You become wise in that thing, and you know the real from the fake. And they can't fool you, okay? You know it in their voice, because there is a sound. There's a sound to holiness. There's a sound to righteousness. There is a sound. When a man or woman of God speaks, there is a sound, and you know it from the fake. You know the truth from the fake, even to the point where if somebody falls and makes a mistake and sins, you still know whether or not they belong to God. Listen, we've all fallen short, right? But there are those of us who fall short and we are truly repentant and remorseful for falling short and disappointing God, right? And we never want to do that again. And then there are those who are literally wolves in sheep's clothing that come to kill, steal, and destroy, all in the name of light, right? They're a lie and the truth ain't in them. So be blessed on today. I love you on today. God loves you so much more. Until next time.